to understand exactly that. In addition to the billionaire stoogery that he's been involved in for decades, in addition to his penchant for lawlessness, where there is clear Supreme Court precedent, he's just a little bit strange. Here's what he has said about the men and women who work in the federal government. We want them, he said, to be traumatically affected. When they wake up in the morning, we want them to not want to go to work because they are increasingly viewed as the villains. Your postman, the villain, the meat inspector who makes your steak safe at USDA, the villain, the health inspector, the people who do the tests on pharmaceutical drugs, the people who do brain cancer research for us. Yeah, we definitely want them to be viewed as the villains and to not want to go to work. He goes on, we want their funding to be shut down so that, and of course he picks the EPA because we're dealing mostly with polluter billionaires. We want their funding to be shut down so that the EPA can't do all of the rules against our energy industry because they have no bandwidth financially to do so. We want to put them in trauma. If you think that's normal, you might want to go have just a little look in the mirror. He wants mass firings, which we're already seeing threatened. He wants to eliminate the civil service, fire staffers, so that they can be replaced with loyal partisans. So let's say you're a big polluter. Let's say you're a big oil company. Let's say you're not cleaning up your methane leaks. You're spewing waste methane into the atmosphere for everybody else to breathe. And the Environmental Protection Agency, or perhaps the Department of Interior, who may be your landlord, comes to you and says, you know, you got to clean up your mess here. You're spilling methane into the atmosphere. It is poisoning people. You've got to knock it off. Nope. Out you go. Bring in the sycophants. Bring in the loyal partisans. Bring in people who will tell the corporate and billionaire takeover artists that are at work now, never mind. We got your back here. You just keep leaking that methane. And here's one that kind of stunned me. Pretty simple question. I asked him, did Joe Biden win the 2020 presidential election? What was his answer? I believe that the 2020 election was rigged. No court has ever believed that. People got their bar ticket removed for telling courts falsehoods that the election was rigged. This was the first big lie of the Trump administration. And he's not over it. And he wants to go and run the nerve center of OMB. He even wants to invoke the Insurrection Act, bring in the United States military onto domestic soil to break up people who are protesting the Trump administration.